Okay, here we are back inside MatrixGold once again. Thanks for tuning in. If you find, I hope the videos are helping you in your designing process, and if they are, please subscribe, tap the notification bell, hit like, and leave me a comment. Also, if you'd like to donate me some coffee, keep me awake, I'd really appreciate that. Go ahead and tap on the thanks button just below the video here, and you can give me a cup of coffee. Today, what we're going to do is answer a question from Robert. He has quite a few actually. He's coming from Matrix 8 all the way to MG3 or MatrixGold 3. And just by the way, if you have MatrixGold 3, you can go ahead and update all the way to 3.5 for free, I believe. So check that out. If you haven't done that, do that because there are a lot of new commands in there that you'll absolutely love once you get used to it. It looks like, Robert, you're a command line and context menu person. So those are some of your questions. So we'll talk about those, and you have some auto sweep or UV create UV curves in the old M8 and M9 old Matrix programs. First of all, let's talk about the context menu and the command line. And one quick thing here, if you go to your cogwheel here, just to make sure, you can go to your ribbon bar and show icons. You have all your icons with the names. I think this is the default setting. You can turn off the icons, so you can just have the, if you're a command line person, context menu, possibly like Robert there. You can hide those or show those icons just by clicking that there. Show the text, the written text underneath, you can get rid of that just to show the icons, or you can have the text out there as well. It's totally up to you how you set it up, right? So that's a possibility for you if you want the ribbon up there with the names, or you just want the command lines there. Next thing is the lightning bolts, right? Those are all your history enabled or parametric commands. You can manipulate those all day long as you don't break history. And the one way, if you're wanting to design just with parametric commands, is go over here to your lightning bolt, click on it, and it will just show the parametric commands in that are available in each command, right? Ribbon, right? So just your parametric commands are showing up, and then all of a sudden, if you ever get in here and you go to your render, it's like, oh no, where's my ribbon at? They're gone. Well, there's no parametric commands in render, view, mesh, dimensions, analyze, miscellaneous, or manufacturing there is. But if they're not showing up, it's probably because you have your lightning bolt on, so just make sure it's turned off. So now I see all the commands available, parametric and non-parametric, or commands, history enabled, non-history, right? That's another thing. Let's talk about the context menu now. Context menu is down here. It shows items that you can, that kind of helps speed up the process. It kind of suggests items that you might want according to where you're at and what you click on in the program. So it gives you kind of things that you might want to do. It kind of is guessing what you might want to do, so you don't have to go through the ribbons. You can just hit your click on something and it'll pop up over here, and you can set this up any way you want, but the order you set it up has a lot to do with it. So let's talk about that real quick. So if I go to my tools, I get a ring rail, and I'll just go ahead and hit enter, accept that. I'll get an outside ring rail, and I'll accept that, and then we'll put a profile on this rail here. And we'll go over here to our parametric history, and I'll snap it to my outside ring rail. So now it's locked into my outside ring rail, right? I can manipulate it this way, but I cannot manipulate thickness, right? But I can. All I have to do is go ahead, accept that, hit enter or right click, select on my outside ring rail, go back and edit. This is probably all new if you're in coming from M8, so you can adjust it from here. And you can also go in here and go back to your ring rail and edit it. So I want it to size 10, and now it's to size 10. Everything updates with it, and then just hit enter, right? So you can manipulate this all day long, even with the surface on it. And we'll talk about that here in a little bit. Let's talk about the context menu here. So like I said, you can set this up any way you want. Right now it has, well, it has a sweep too because I already put it in there. But let's get out of that. Let's put F6, bring back the context menu, and I'll go to my cog here, and now it has all my lines, right? So I already have the 2 in here. Let's go ahead and let's get rid of those right now. Let's select that, go in here, delete that, go in here, delete that, go in here, change this to none. Get rid of this, get rid of this, and then hit save, right? And I believe this is the default. Well, I have this one here, but it's not supposed to be. So I can click on that and I can come down here and go, well, I need to highlight it. So I'll highlight it and then I'll just hit minus and it got rid of that one. And I'll highlight this one here as well and I'll minus that one. So it got rid of that. Okay, so basically I'm back to where the default, it's still there. Where's it at? Maybe it's this one of these. Anyway, it doesn't really matter right now. I don't want to take up your time, but I'll fix that later. And there's one there I got to get rid of. And there's one there. I've been playing around with it a while. Okay. So we have this. None of your sweeps will show up in your context menu. And let's talk about the command line here real quick. If I type in sweep 2, right? Sweep 2. And I click on it here. I'll just go ahead and activate it. Well, sweep 2. SWEEP, sweep 2 right here. And now I can click on it, click on it, click on it, and enter. It's the old sweep 2. Okay, this does not have history. All right, so hit OK. So if I go in here and select this curve profile, I can still manipulate my profile, but the surface will not update, right? So let's go back. Let's get rid of this surface. If you're using the command line and you want to maintain history on those parametric commands, you need to type in GV underscore capital SWEEP 2 right here, right? GV sweep 2. And then you can select the rail and profile and then hit enter. And now I have my update, my history on it, right? And then I'll just go ahead and hit enter. And now I can go back and select that profile, edit it. I can make it bigger, wider rather. If I want to make it thicker, I'll just go ahead, hit enter, and then grab that ring rail, right, outside ring rail, and go back and update that. And if I want to change the size, I can go in here, select the ring rail on the size, and go back to edit, and change it back to a size 7, and everything will update accordingly, right? And let's get this back to where it's not so nasty looking. Not so nasty looking. It's just kind of basic. All right, and then hit enter, right? So that's the command like GV and then the command line, right? But if I want it in my context menu, F6, right? F6 or right here, either one. You have to go to the cog, and then wherever you want it, we'll just say we want it right here. Click on it, select what kind of command it is, surface, tools, gems, or whatever. Go ahead, and this is a surface command, of course. And we'll type in whatever name you want to give it, sweep space 2. This one, it doesn't really matter. It's just the name of whatever you want to call it. And then over here, you need to type in GV underscore capital SWEEP, no space 2, and then hit enter. And then save, right? So now when I have nothing clicked, it automatically comes up in here, right? So if I click this surface, delete it, and I have nothing selected, it automatically pops in right here, and I can go and then select those profiles and everything, and I have parametric history, right? So hopefully that answers a couple of your questions. So you can set up your context menu any way you want. But if I select my ring rail, and then I hit F6, I think I already put it in here, but it's not in there originally, so you have to do the same thing at this point. If you want it in here at this point, you'll need to select on, you'll need to add it in at this point, wherever you want it, what point you want it at, before you before you select on anything or after you select on anything. You'll need to input it at those points uh, into the command line. So you can set up each one. So if you're working on a gem and you want gem offset curve on there, I think it's already in there though. So we got a gem here, right? We'll go ahead and take that, select on the gem, go to context menu. Gem offset curve's already in there, but if you wanted something else in there, you could add that in. So let's say we want to select a curve. Nothing is, go to F6, context menu. Does it have gems on curve on here? That is a gems on curve. Yeah, it's already on there. But you can go ahead and set that up any way you want. You can also, F6, go in and change the order where you want them, right? So I have the sweep 2 here right at this point. Maybe I want it higher. I want it up above my tools, so I can just select there, and then I can come down here and just move it up the line. So now it's at the very top, and then hit save, and it should have moved, yeah, it moved my up to the top, right? So you can move the order around however you want, you know, and actually customize this any way you want. So hopefully that answers those questions. Let's get rid of this gem here. Let's get rid of this profile. And your other question was on create UV curves in Matrix 8, right? First of all, the create UV curves is in MatrixGold, of course. It's all the way down here in your scroll. You scroll through your ribbon here, go all the way to the end. Excuse me, from object to your drop down. Create UV curves is right here. But really, there's a much easier and better way to do this. So let's go back and get tools and profile, and I'll select one where we can kind of select the curve. Let's snap that to the top. Let's go ahead and edit that. I want to change that profile to a different one where it has some sharp edges, maybe. Let's do, I don't know, something maybe like this one here. And we'll kind of just bump it out a little bit, and just, we don't want it that thick. I'll add one down here, and we'll make this one a little thinner. And if I wanted, I'll hit enter, and if I want to edit that outside profile, just go there and make it a little wider here, maybe bring that down a little, and then I got that. Now if you're in here and you have the profile selected and you go to edit, you don't even have to sweep it. You can just go to active sweep, and it'll sweep it all the way around. But maybe you don't want it all the way around. Maybe you want it just halfway. One other thing here is I can manipulate this one down here, right? If I click on the ball up here, I can manipulate this one. So it gives me a very easy way to be able to manipulate all those, right? And I'll just go ahead and take this, right? Now, the old way of doing it would be go to create UV curves, go to here, select you create UV curve, select your surface, hit enter, and there's your UV curve, right? And then you take this. I think you, Robert, you were doing sweep 2. You don't have to explode this. You can just go to planar curve. Boom, there you go. There's your surface. Right, so you don't even have to sweep to this. You can just go to planar curve. As long as it's planar, you'll be able to get a surface out there. But there's an easier way now. If you go to transform, you can scroll down here to the very beginning, and it says auto base, and you can select an auto base, and you can select any surface that you want. That one there, perhaps, maybe right click, bring it back. This one here, enter. So you can select any and it automatically puts the surface out there for you. You don't have to do any kind of sweep on it at all. It's just automatically out there. We'll take this, we'll turn it to a little the ground plane right there. And then my thing is I like to dupe those edges. So I'm going to put it on red. I'm going to just take this and just kind of do that, and then hit enter, and then I'm going to just go ahead and hide this. Okay, so we have that. So we have our surface hidden. It's still there. I just used the UV curves for reference, or the curves for reference, so it's easier to kind of see and work with. So I have that out there, right? I'm not going to do anything spectacular, so don't judge me here. I'm just going to real quickly draw one item out there just to kind of show how to continue on. I'll go to the mid, and I'll select over here with near snap, and then kind of go like that. And I'll select on this, and then I'm going to hold down Alt and click on my arrow there and just drag it out, something like that. And I think you were trying to extrude these, and they were coming up non-closed or whatever. First of all, let's see. Let's go ahead and turn these to yellow. All right. And let's go ahead and hide this. Oh, okay. Let's go ahead and hide this red here. You know, if you don't have to do a sweep 2 on this. I mean, if you do a sweep 2, you'll have to, you know, close it off at least on one side, right? To sweep it, and then go to your surface or go to your context menu and do a sweep 2, right? 2, 3, 4, hit enter. I did something wrong there. 1, 2, 3, 4, enter. Okay, there's my surface. And you want to turn off those caps and everything over there. If you do the parametric sweep, you'll be offered, the caps will automatically show up. You don't want them, turn them off, and then hit enter, right? That's, you know, that's one way to create a surface. Right now they're all individually, right? So if I take them and I join them together and I select on the curve and I go to my little ball there and just drag it up, I get a surface, but it's not closed, right? But if I go to, you know, planar curve surface right there, it creates the surface, right? Now if I collect this, well, I don't need 2 of them. I don't need 2 of them. Okay. Delete 1. I don't want 1. Delete. Okay. I can still go to that ball and then extrude it up with my gumball here. And now I have a closed surface right there. So you don't have to do that, right? Another thing is I'm going to hold down Shift, Control, select this one and delete it, right? So you don't have to put those other curves out there. You can just go to Parametric Loft and just go here to here and then hit Enter, and it gives you that surface. Why? Probably, first of all, Loft, you want to pick the same ends, but more than likely the directions are off. So let's go ahead and click on one curve, type in DIR, hit Enter. The direction's going down. Let's go ahead and click on this one. I'll right click, bringing back that command, and they're going up. So we'll need to flip one of those. So we'll just flip that one. We'll hit enter. Now when I do the loft and then hit enter, there's my surface, right? Hit enter, and now I can go ahead and drag that up, and I have a closed surface as well. That's another way. Okay, so let's take that, delete that. Let's go back and grab those lines real quick so we can show a third way of doing this. All right, now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, right? We can take all that, join it together. We can go to surface. We can go to, not surface, sorry, solid. We can go to extrude planar straight, and now I can select it or drag it up in one direction. I can come down here and select both directions, or I can have it non-solid or solid, right? So depending on what you're wanting to do, we'll just say put this like right in there, okay? Something like that, right? And there you go. There's my item I want to flow on my surface, so we'll bring back this, right? And now I think it was apply UV curves or apply something. I can't remember Matrix 8 and 9. It's been a little while. But if I want to flow this on the surface now all we have to do is go to transform, go to smart flow, select that surface there, and then this surface, and then go and click over here, objects to flow. Click there, select this one, and then hit enter, and it places it at the bottom. Why? Because in MatrixGold, if I go back and get rid of all this stuff here real quick, and get rid of that, go back and check my seam. So go to curves, go to from object, and edit tools rather, and then adjust close seam. The seam's at the top, right? So there's an easy way to do that as well, and keeps it parametric. So we can go to the curves, go all the way to the front, right here, change seam, and click on that, and I can select it and drag it down to the bottom by holding down shift at the 5-0, and then hit enter, and now I have a parametric curve that I can still go in and alter. If I want that ring rail, maybe edit that ring rail, change it to a size 10. You can see that it's adjusted, right? So close seam, it's down here at the bottom, not the top anymore. Okay, go ahead and hit enter. So there's that, and then I'll just go ahead, grab me outside ring rail again, hit enter. Let's take this one and check it out as well. Curves, adjust close seam, it's at the top. Let's drag this one at the bottom because that's the surface we're actually going to be flowing on, right? And I'll take those and I'll switch them back to my ring rail layer, right, finger rail. Go to tools, snap me a profile on there. Now it places the profile at the bottom the first once, but I can hold down shift and snap me another profile at the top and adjust that out. Go ahead and hit enter, and then I can select on the outside profile, the outside ring rail right here, edit it, and I can bump that up a little or whatever. And I did not snap those profiles to the outside ring rail, but no big deal. I can go to edit, select the outside ring rail here, and now with that selected, I don't even have to do a sweep 2. I can just go over here, auto sweep, and boom, there's my surface, right? And if I want to change that profile, go to my library, because we're going to show that how that off UV curves, right, or auto base at this point. And then we'll go to transform, auto base, select our surface, there it is, hit enter, select our surface, take it to the center, enter, drag it up, change it to our ground plane there, and then we'll go ahead and dupe border. This is located, just dupe borders is located down here in from object right here, duplicate border, duplicate edge. I'll just select all those edges there, hit enter, take that and hide it, select those curves there, turn them to red. Oh, I already had it out there. Oh no, which one's it? I think it's the wider one. Let's hope. Get rid of that, and my surface is already there, so I don't, oh, there it was, the other one. Okay, so let's get rid of this, and let's go ahead and do those and enter, and then hide this puppy. Okay, and then I want those red. Okay, and now when I draw that item out real quick again, here, center, over here someplace, there, hold down Alt, drag it over, and I'll just do a quick loft here for surface, loft parametric, so I can take this one and hit enter, and then enter. Now if I want to adjust that loft, I can take that curve and move it, and it'll update, right? That's what's so cool about it. And then if I want to extrude that surface, I'll just click on my little ball there in the center and then drag it up, and I have a solid surface. Close surface, which is cool. Bring back that auto base that we did, and then go to transform, go to smart flow, select on that, select the base surface, which is the one, the auto base, and then the surface we want to flow it on, which would be this one. Go to objects, select on it, and then hit enter, and now it places it at the top, right? So there's and there's all kind of ways to be able to change it up or whatever. So hopefully that answers the majority of your questions, I think. I hope. So if the video helps you, please leave a like, subscribe, and a comment. I really appreciate it. And again, if you would like to buy me a cup of coffee, smash that thanks button. Thanks for watching. And Robert, I hope this helps you out. Good designing.